name is Jacoby Pittman, and I am the CEO and president of the Clara White Mission, and I will tell you that I love Jacksonville. I'm a native of Jacksonville, and I have been in the trenches working for 30 years. In 2003, the Clara White Mission started programs for homeless veterans. When I started at the Clara White Mission, over 50% of the homeless that were coming to the mission were homeless veterans. And so we decided, that it was really proper for the men and women that have been fighting for our country is to provide more than just a meal. And what we decided to do, to just kind of make this story a little bit short, is that we provided training programs. And I also like to give CC her props because we started a culinary program and a janitorial and construction programs for those men and women to get their life back. Because when they fought, a lot of them came back, they became homeless. And you know what? We are not a cookie cutter program. We wanted to make sure and ensure that those men and women were taken care of. We provided meals, we provided housing, and we provided training. And most recently, we have a permanent housing program over in the Springfield area. And in January, we will open up our permanent apartments for homeless veterans in our community. I tell you this story, thank you. I tell you this story is because I am working on the legacy of our founder, Dr. Eartha M. White, who's been providing services to this community for 110 years. I want to make sure that I represent those individuals that look like you and me, those individuals that don't have a voice at the table, those individuals that have been working class citizens in our community and want a more quality of life for individuals in our community. I know what it's like being a single parent. I know what it's like living from paycheck to paycheck. I know what it's like, just trying to make it. And so I'm an example of what you do and what you can do when you work hard for what you want in life. This to me is not about party. It's about taking folks from where they are. And I want to thank those men and women, those of you that are out in our audience and who have volunteered your time at the Clara White Mission. I will be the only one that's running for office that represents the nonprofit entity. I know that most of you all know that when it's time for cuts, guess what happened? They cut the nonprofits. And right now, we're on the chopping board. We feed homeless. $82,000 of our feeding money is being cut. So what does that mean? That I have to terminate our feeding program. So I would hope that when I'm on council, that I would represent those individuals and those nonprofits that are making a difference, as well as leverage those dollars that the city, the state, and federal government to provide programs to people who are in need, especially our veterans.